The Young Ones was chaotic, loud and anarchic. But what happened behind the cameras was even crazier. From dangerous stunts to bitter feuds, these are the shocking truths you never knew about Britain's wildest sitcom. Fact 1.
No! Get out!
Unlike most sitcoms, The Young Ones featured dangerous physical comedy. Actors often perform their own stunts without professional doubles. Mayall once smashed through real furniture during a scene. Adrian Edmondson genuinely cut himself on broken glass. Nigel Planer recalled being bruised almost every week. The show's anarchic energy was not an act. It was real. The BBC provided little safety oversight in the early 1980s. Directors encouraged chaos to capture authentic mayhem. Sometimes props were real objects rather than breakaways. That meant genuine risks for the cast. Fans laughed at the destruction, but the pain was real. Crew members often worried about injuries, but the actors insisted on pushing boundaries. They believed danger made the comedy sharper. This reckless approach gave the show its unique feel. Episodes often looked violent because they were. Behind the laughter, bruises and blood were common. The madness you saw on screen was lived by the cast, and it proved The Young Ones was comedy with real danger.
2,500! Coming! Ready or not? Thank you, Mike!
Fact 2.
You never win, Vivian. Why not? It's only 9 words.
Mayall, Rick, and Adrian Edmondson, Vivian, were best friends off-screen, but their on-screen violence reflected real-life competitiveness. They constantly tried to outdo each other in performances. Mayall wanted to dominate with verbal comedy. Edmondson countered with physical brutality. This rivalry fueled the show's intensity. Directors said the pair would improvise violent fights. Sometimes punches were harder than planned. Props smashed more violently than scripted. Their energy thrilled audiences and terrified the crew. Despite the chaos, their friendship stayed strong. Off camera, they laughed about the madness. But on set, they pushed each other to extremes. The rivalry kept scenes unpredictable. Fans never knew what would happen next. Writers often allowed them to escalate fights. It blurred the line between acting and reality. Their competitive edge gave the sitcom its wildest moments, and it made their partnership one of comedy's greatest.
Neil, your bedroom's on fire!
Fact 3.
For mankind.
Yes, well, I'm afraid you've got the wrong house. I don't believe in God.
Well, then how do you know his name, smart-ass?
One of the strangest features was the live bands. Episodes suddenly cut to music performances mid-story. Acts like Madness and Motorhead appeared in the house. This was not just artistic chaos, it was a clever financial trick. BBC rules treated sitcoms as light entertainment. Light entertainment shows had smaller budgets, but shows with music qualified for bigger funding. By including bands, The Young Ones became a variety show. That loophole doubled the production budget. It meant more money for stunts and destruction. It also promoted bands to millions of viewers. Fans loved the randomness of the performances. Critics called it revolutionary for sitcom format. The trick kept the show alive financially. Without it, the wild chaos might not have been possible. It was proof the creators knew how to beat the system. The music made the sitcom legendary in a way no one expected, and it turned budget problems into a creative triumph.
Station! Music!
Fact 4.
No one phoned you, Mike. Well, we haven't got a telephone.
The set looked filthy because it was. The Young Ones' student house was disgusting even off camera. Producers refused to clean or repair the stage set. Furniture was scavenged from junkyards. Posters and graffiti covered the walls permanently. Broken props were often left in place. Crew members said the smell was awful. Food scraps and beer cans sometimes sat for days. The dirtiness added to the realism. Actors joked that they lived in the mess. Some props were reused even when dangerous. Rats were spotted near the stage area. Health and safety officials avoided visiting. The chaos gave the show authenticity. It felt like a real student squat. Viewers loved the detail of the squalor. Behind the jokes, the set was borderline uninhabitable. The filth became another character in the story, and it symbolised the anarchic heart of the show.
Guys, look, it's beginning to seep out, guys, please.
Fact 5.
Not meat-flavoured, because I don't abuse my body in the world I live in.
The BBC often struggled with the young ones. Executives thought it was too violent and strange. Some episodes nearly didn't air, scenes of destruction caused nervous debates, swearing was cut from early edits. Producers argued constantly to keep content in. The writing team pushed boundaries on purpose. They wanted to shock conservative viewers. The BBC received dozens of complaints weekly, but ratings kept climbing despite the outrage. Critics labelled it the punk sitcom. Executives threatened cancellations more than once, but the cult following saved it each time. Writers relished the controversy as free publicity. It cemented their reputation as rule breakers. The show survived because audiences love the chaos. It forced the BBC to modernise comedy. Behind the laughter was a battle with censorship, and it made the show even more legendary.
Hey, Rick, man, what are you doing with my crucifix, man?
Fact 6.
I just do it to appear more sophisticated.
Alexei Sayle played multiple characters in the show. He portrayed every member of the eccentric Belowski family. Each episode he appeared in a new disguise. Sometimes he was a landlord, sometimes a relative. The gimmick confused viewers at first, but it became part of the show's surreal humour. Sayle enjoyed mocking sitcom conventions with his roles. He improvised much of his dialogue. Writers allowed him freedom to experiment. Fans loved his unpredictable appearances. He gave the show its chaotic political edge. Sayle represented alternative comedy's influence on the series. He brought in radical satire mixed with slapstick. His roles were both absurd and strangely believable. It gave the sitcom extra unpredictability. No one ever knew which Belowski would appear next. The recurring gag gave him cult status, and it helped define the show's wild identity. Without Sayle's madness, the young ones would not have been the same.
So we'll forget about the rent, we'll pay you another time, is that cool?
Yes, that's absolutely icebox, yes.
Fact 7. One stunt nearly turned fatal. During a scene, Mayall crashed through a window. The stunt glass did not break properly. He was cut badly by sharp edges. Blood poured down his arm mid-take. Crew rushed to stop the bleeding. Doctors were nearly called to the set. The accident terrified the cast. But Mayall insisted on finishing the scene. His dedication shocked everyone watching. Afterward, he laughed about the injury, but scars remained from the accident. It proved the danger was real behind the comedy. Mayall always pushed himself too far. Friends said his risk-taking defined his career. It added authenticity to his slapstick, but it could easily have killed him. The near-death moment became part of the show's myth, and it showed just how reckless the production really was.
Oh, that's like Neil, yes!
Fact 8.
Hello, Vivian.
Oh, hello, Mum.
Many famous actors appeared in small roles, but they were shocked by the set's madness. Traditional actors weren't prepared for the chaos. Scenes often descended into shouting and destruction. Scripts were treated more like guidelines. Improvisation ruled the set most days. Guest stars sometimes didn't know where to stand. Props exploded unexpectedly during takes. Some actors swore they'd never return. Others were thrilled by the unpredictability. It gave the show a dangerous atmosphere. Even seasoned actors admitted they felt nervous. The young cast thrived on this reputation. They wanted guest stars to feel off balance. The confusion added energy to each scene. Viewers could sense the discomfort. It made the sitcom more alive than scripted rivals, and it turned guest spots into unforgettable experiences.
What's this? It's a fish, mate. Oh, thanks.
Fact 9.
I mean, come on, guys, you can tell me, truthfully, do I smell?
Yes.
Before the young ones, sitcoms were tame. They focused on family life or gentle humour. This show broke every rule. It introduced surrealism, violence, and politics. The cast came from the alternative comedy circuit. They performed at the Comedy Store in London. The sitcom brought underground comedy to television. It shocked mainstream audiences with its style. The raw, aggressive humour felt brand new. It inspired a new generation of comedians. Shows like Bottom and Blackadder followed its lead. The style even influenced American comedy later. Writers saw it as a cultural turning point. It proved sitcoms could be experimental. It connected youth culture with primetime TV. The series became a manifesto for anarchy, and it dragged British comedy into a new era. The shockwaves are still felt in modern sitcoms, and it made the young ones historic beyond entertainment.
Did you? The voice of youth! They're still wearing flared trousers!
Fact 10.
Who is the richest person in the world?
Scumbag Vivian.
What?
Despite its success, the young ones ended quickly. Only 12 episodes were ever made. Fans were stunned by the short run, but the creators wanted to quit while ahead. They feared the formula would grow stale. BBC executives begged for more episodes. The cast refused and moved to new projects. Mayall and Edmondson pursued Bottom. Nigel Planer shifted into stage and radio. Christopher Ryan worked in TV for decades. Alexei Sayle focused on stand-up and writing. The short run added to the show's legend. It felt like lightning in a bottle. The chaos was preserved without decline. Fans still debate what more seasons might have been, but its brevity protected its reputation. The sitcom burned brightly and disappeared. It became a cult classic worldwide, and it proved sometimes less is more in television history.